What's up, guys? It's Eric here. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm not sure if you can or not, but we're gonna go ahead and kind of review some of these trades that was taken this week. It's Thursday, November 11th. Starting the month off really hot. Haven't had a losing trade yet, so I'm gonna kind of keep that streak going. But we're gonna touch on the, trades taken this week. We'll kind of work our way backwards, look at some other stuff, some of the watch list plays. We'll look at some of the IPOs and things like that. Just kind of basically overall review this stuff here with you guys together so you can see what I'm seeing. And just kind of go from there. So we'll make this pretty quick. It won't be too much of a long tutorial, but a good recap for a lot of you who may have just sat on the sidelines, didn't trade, we're just trying to get a perspective on things. So let's take a look at these trades and just kind of go from there. Like I said, we'll work our way backwards. So without further ado, let's get into it. Got Trading View pulled up. I like using that, chart to review because there's so many different, things it can do. Looks cleaner to me when reviewing, better than most, but to each his own. So PPSI, first trade I took today. Let's kind of take a look at that. Pre-market really wasn't that great today. Not much going on, but enough to be able to find something to get going. You could have traded other stocks like FOSL that was on the alerts and a few others, but PPSI had my main focus because of the setup, the way it was looking. Now you guys know in my Thinkorswim, I usually have about 9 different charts pulled up because I'm looking at 9, maybe at the most 9 different stocks at once. And then from there, I'm looking to see which chart, is a setup that I like, which one might be having momentum that I want to jump into, how it's moving, and then I go ahead and plot, make my trade from there. Pretty much how it works. It's pretty simple, okay? Once you learn, obviously. But back to the trade. So this is pretty much all that was happening pre-market. Only one that this was just a bunch of news really, and just showing you some new high days. Remember in the beginning of the pre-market, 1 a.m., 4 a.m. Eastern time, that movement is just pretty much from the gap over from yesterday's. So that happens a lot. Now PPSI started actually getting some volume. You see PPSI had volume coming in. That's when we start to look at the trade. Okay, and then from there, plot accordingly. So let me pull it up here. PPSI volume came in, blah, blah, blah. I was actually reading this. Reading some of you guys' comments, that's funny. But anyways, so, boom, it's alerted, obviously. You got a little bit of pullback here, holding some good level of support. You guys know that's like my rule number 1. All right, perfect. It's trying to turn over. Now it's fighting against it. There's a little bit of a warning sign because at this point here, guess what? It's still in bearish territory. So even though it's rolling over on the moving average convergence divergence, the fact that it's not above that volume weighted average price makes me not want to touch it, because what that's telling you there is that even though the moving average convergence divergence is coming up, it's coming up below the volume weighted average price. So it's still in bearish territory. That's not enough to convince me to get into this thing and try to long it just yet. Okay, but mind you, remember you're still in pre-market. Okay, so that's another thing to consider. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, guys, go study, study, learn these indicators, learn how to utilize them, learn the overall perspective of everything, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get good at this. You can't shortcut, you can't cheat the market. I'm telling you, I tried it, doesn't work. Everyone's tried it, doesn't work. But, you put in your time, your due diligence, you get good at this. But anyways, so it started to roll over, that's good, and relative strength index is showing that it's getting overextended, so I know we're about at the limit. Didn't see no volume coming in the buy orders on level 2, so I'm not really, paying attention to it at this point, okay? So that's one thing you want to consider when looking at a trade like that. Know where you're at in the market, and that was pretty much PPSI in the pre-market, the only thing that was really moving. So let me pull this up here. I was trying to actually find something for you guys. So I wanted to show you. Anyways, so yeah, bell rang. Let it play out for a little bit, and that's really kind of the best thing to do. Unless you're really good at trading, opening bell. I'm not, so you know me. I'm not gonna mess with it. So I got in there like 8:57, I think it was. So clearly this was a good sign right here in pre-market, but I'm not going to touch it because I knew it was at its peak, it was overextended, so I'm just going to wait. Pull back, and plus we're close to the bell, not going to get in. So I'm just watching it, then it hit 8:57, which was right about this area right here, okay? side note, I'll probably have to do another video on this, but basically you guys got to understand when you're buying a dip versus when you're, buying a drop. So that's something to kind of consider. So me getting in right here was a little bit of a dip, and I just took like a little bit, of buying power there, and you can kind of tell that because of, the relative strength index was coming down. Even the moving average convergence was lighting up, but it wasn't so far down that I was, worried about it. So we had a lot of buy orders coming in. Let me zoom this in just more for you, because it'll probably look easier for you if you see it how I see it. Okay, if I'm in at 857 right here, guys, on the sell signal, because it's broken that, it's at a new high. You got to understand that. I got filled in really, really good here. That was a good sign right there for me to say, go ahead, get in. Broke the new high. I tell you guys that all the time. When it breaks new highs, that's a good indicator right there. It wasn't too overextended. It's in a good part of moving average convergence divergence, so I'm like, great. There's so many different ways you can play these type of, trades. You just got to have your own type of strategy that you like to do that works for you. First, make sure it works for you, then make sure you like it. That's the key thing. So anyways, we're in that trade right there, right? So we're sitting there, we're letting it ride. It's pulling back. I love it when it pulls back and it doesn't break the previous high, because at that point I know that's a good level of support. I'm not ready to freak out. I'm not freaked out. Now I'm gonna show you guys as well too how to adjust risk to reward management. I'm gonna do a whole tutorial of that and put it in the course for you guys, so it'll be much more easier for you to understand, and it'll work well with TradingView. So you'll see. But let's kind of get into this. So anyways, new high, new low, new high, new low. Great. Just ride this bad boy now. I think I took this thing all the way to like $10. Somebody in the chat room said it was going to go to $10 as well too. I forgot who said it, but anyways, it pretty much did. But yeah, and that's when I kind of got out. I was like, you know what? Enough of a stair-stepping pattern, and I could go ahead and get out and take my profits. So I did it, and which was good, because guess what? It started to lighten up. We're at this point an hour and a half in the market. I really like to stay beyond 2 hours, so I'm gonna push my luck here. That's just me personally. I don't usually do good trying to trade in the middle of the day. After this point, I'm trying to go work out or something like that, which is good, because let's say even if you stuck around for that long, you still could have made out with a profit. Even with this little drop here, if I entered into 857, right, which was way back here, this thing dropped right here. I could have had a 50 cents to the dollar move right there and still been okay. But at that point, with the exponential moving average and the volume weighted average price crossing each other, you know what's going into bearish territory. So don't even fight it. Just go ahead and cut your loss and move on. That's what I mean by cut your losses, guys. The moment the stock is not doing what you want it to do within the time frame that you want to do it, cut it off. You just had either a bad entry, bad trade. It's just not going away. Sometimes it happens. You can have everything in the book right, and the trade can still go wrong. Remember that. All right. And this is pretty much how I played out the rest of the day. Let's zoom out. It stayed bearish. Tried to trap some of you bullish people there, but phew, if you're watching level 2, you would have seen that. So that's that. Anyways, by the time I got to that one, NUZE popped off with that alert. Let me pull it up here. So PPSI, and PPSI was a carrier for Monday, which was cool. So NUZE, yeah, see PPSI kept going off. Pretty cool. Halted right on that news. Oops, sorry, what's going on? Messing with these mouse. Coffee expands like Walmart stores nationwide. So you got the news of the halt. That's one alert. It opened up, halted again. So the whole time, admins are searching, looking, trying to find out what the reason is. Boom, found it. This news article circulated. Halted again. Let me pull this thing up. I didn't get into after the second halt, I believe it was. I got in 473, which was a good move. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. Not at all. Because this thing did nothing all day, and it came back. I kind of left the gym at the perfect time and come back to this. So yeah, 473 is when I got in, which was right around here, because this thing was halted for a minute, right around here, and then just slowly grinded. and I got out at about 474, 747. I'm sorry, 747 is when I got out, which was like the second leg up. So I kind of nailed this one at the top. Yeah, you won't see me do that again. That's very rare. I don't know how high it went today. How high did it go? Let me see what happened. It went to 760. I got out like 747 because I was looking at level 2, guys. I mean, it was clear like large sell orders were coming in. Even at this point, I wasn't worried at this point because, like I said, I'm in the green. This little drop candle. If I'm in at $4.74, I can go ahead and let it ride. You can start taking some off the top by scaling out if you want, but I was like, let me just go ahead and let it ride. I'm not going to move my average up. That doesn't make sense. Just going to go ahead and scale out, take profit, take profit, take profit. So I did that. Let it still ride. Let it still ride. And this is where I was going to decide whether or not I'm going to stay in or not. Seeing how light this was, by the time it got here, I was like, yeah, go ahead and, glad I got out when I did, because it wasn't really much strength. If you're showing me this much strength and not a good breakout at this point, that's all you're moving? A few cents on this big candle, this big volume candle, all that volume, and you only move right there? You ain't give me no good pop? I'm gonna go ahead and get out and take my money. That's just it, guys. Know what these indicators are telling you, okay? Go in the Facebook file section, click on files, read that stuff. It's literally in there. You ain't gotta take no course. All the stuff that I'm telling you guys are in there for free. You gonna do the work or not? Anyways, so that was pretty much that trade. Easy, banked on that one. That was like a good $1,300. 500 shares in at 4, out at 7. I can't ask for more. That was my day. I'm like, okay, done for the rest of the day. And look, perfect timing, because what happened? Crashed. Went into bearish territory. Dropped. Now, I think who was it? Greg asked about what Michael was talking about. He had said it would start thin up. I don't know if it was this trade. I don't know which trade it was. But one thing to know, if you look at this in real time, because this might help out as well too. Let me do the replay. We'll do it from like right here. He said that Michael said it was like the price action was thinning up and then it just dropped. Now keep in mind where you're at during the day with this trade, if you're in it, and what you're going to be looking at. What he meant by the price action is thinning up, the candles are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So that means it's consolidating. Now, even though your spread was really tight, it was good. Like I said, you want a small spread. A small spread is just for your execution order. Like, I don't want to have a large spread because that's going to be a big jump in, price range. Some people can trade large spreads. That's fine. I'm not dealing with that. That's just me personally. I want to be able to hit that button on my hotkey, execute the order, and get it filled, and then go about my day. And I don't want to be stuck holding a bunch of shares at a price I don't want, depending on how you execute your orders. So that's what the spread means. Now, when he was saying that the volume is light, the price action is lighting up, the volume might still be there consistent. It's not as much as it was over here, but the price action means the buyers and sellers are coming to an agreement that the stock is worth that much so far. People that are executing orders. Then all of a sudden, now when you start to see price thinning up, you might want to consider whether or not you want to hold. Sorry, this thing is going fast. Whether or not you want to hold for whether or not you want to hold for a potential breakout, or if you want to go ahead and take profits. Me personally, if I'm iffy about it, I'm going to take profits. That's just me. Or if I feel like it's not going the way I want it to go, I'm going to go ahead and exit out the trade. No point in me staying in it. Let's start from right here. Press play again. So when you see price consolidating on a stock that's already up, know that it's either going to do one or two things. It's either going to break out or break down. Now, which one do you want to risk it for? How can you tell which one is going to leave one way or the other? Look at that price action. I can almost guarantee you that when the price was consolidating like that, Mike was probably looking at level 2 and seeing buy orders and sell orders and which ones was coming in with more to be able to tell that this thing was going to break down. And I'm pretty sure something might have flashed that showed that. Now, see, at this point, you see it consolidating, still consolidating, getting closer to the VWAP. Speed it up a little bit. That's what he means. There's not much price action going on. There's not big bars. There's not a discrepancy. There's not buyers and sellers trying to bring it up or bring it down. They're all right there. So it's either going to go down or it's going to go up. somebody's holding bags, somebody's gonna buy, somebody's gonna sell, and at this point, you got more sellers. So at this point, you probably should have just took your profits or took your loss wherever you're at. Call it a day. But hopefully, you won't call it trapped one way or the other, whether you were shorting or buying. But I don't think it was enough shares to. I don't think there was no shorts to locate at that point. But yeah, anyways, so that's pretty much how NUZE went. So hopefully that kind of helps you understand that, what he meant by not a lot of price action going there. There's not a lot of volatility there. They're coming to an agreement that this is what it's worth, and it's either going to be worth less or more. And you can tell when it's going to be more because a lot of buy orders start coming in, and you can ride that wave up the moment you see it. So that's pretty much NUZE. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Those are the 2 trades I took today. Let's take a look real quick. Man, this who's in RIVN? Didn't I tell y'all? Man, I'm still hoping it'll come back to my order. I'm gonna post that video of the truck. Y'all seen the truck? The truck is sick. I mean, it's alright. I mean, ain't no cyber truck, you know what I'm saying? Or it ain't no, ain't no Lucid motor, But it's alright. It ain't no Hummer EV, but nah, it's a pretty good truck. I'm gonna post it in the Facebook group for you guys though. Look at it, it's pretty cool. Got this little thing where it comes down the side, like, oh snap, that's pretty tight. But it's kind of a small truck though too. But yeah, I mean, RIVN, I told you guys about that IPO. I mean, those of you that, held through this, congrats on that. I mean, this thing went all the way down to 95. Today's at 120. My thoughts on that is, I think it is worth 120. I'm just mad I couldn't get in at the IPO price at like $78. I'm still waiting on some pullback. I mean, with them being backed by Ford and Amazon, I have Ford in my long-term portfolio. Amazon's already taken over the world, so that's some good signs right there. But I think, honestly, it probably could potentially go to like 150, 175. I think it's possible. But, where it's at right now, I think it's still a decent buy if you want to get in. Again, I want to wait for some pullback with, all the stuff coming out. I mean, I think it's some crazy stuff going to be happening in the market pretty soon. I think this is going to be an interesting winter. So you guys definitely stay tuned for that. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting in the market. But let's see where we're at with the watch list. I mean, those of you that might have traded the watch list, both RIDE and Root did very well today too. And I told you guys that last night. Hey, look at those two. You're gonna have opportunity there. Opportunity. That's what it's all about. You recognize your pattern. Execute, man. I mean, don't be afraid to cut your loss if it's not going your way. And if you don't know what I mean by that, go look at the course, study it, figure it out. But some of you are getting out your trades too early. Some of you are getting out your trades too late. Why? Because you're trading on a time frame you probably shouldn't be trading on. You're not letting your trade play out the way it's supposed to play out. Point blank period. And you can fix all that by doing the adjustments I showed you in the course. Okay? So, anyways, or just go read the book. Don't take the course, read the book. I'd much rather you read the book anyway. It's much more satisfying when you figure this stuff out because you put in the hard work, you put in the effort. You didn't just go ahead and try to take a little shortcut and learn this stuff. But yeah, so RIDE, what did we say about that? Yeah, that strategic partnership, it was valued at, like I said, I wanted to look, see that brings investors in, and it sure did. If it didn't do anything pre-market, still a good bullish play. You guys got to remember, with the watch list, that's something you want to watch all day, not just in pre-market for the next one. You definitely want to watch it in pre-market, but watch it for the next day as well too, because that's when the opportunity comes. And Root, just announcing third quarter results, and I said that could potentially be a short play. So it's kind of wrong on that one, but we'll take a look at it and see. Now with RIDE, easy sell-off. It sold off like everything else did throughout pre-market, throughout the beginning there. So that's a good, good way to catch that in the bottom. But then it broke new highs. You know what's coming in, new highs. Really easy to get that one and get in and get out. So that one was a good trade. They ended pretty well today too. So opportunity there, both downside and short and long side. You just gotta know your chart setup. What is this? Price action is telling you A, B, C, D. You should know what A, B, C, D pattern is. Okay, so that's one. Let's take a look at Root. This was just like a slow climber today. Yeah. Had a little bit of a pullback into bearish territory. So that would have been a good entry point there if you wanted to long it. And it just stayed steadily high all day. And this would have been a really good entry to short it. It wasn't much of a range, but this would have been like an all-day play for you. So I guess investors did like the third quarter results, which is good. I mean, I'm not knocking this stock. I don't fall in love with these stocks, but hey, opportunity was there for you to long it. So, the only time you really would have wanted to short it is when you seen it set up at the top, where this right here would have been a good time to enter in to short it, because I guarantee you in level 2 you would have saw price action of sell orders coming in right there and right there, preventing it from breaking out. And once you see that, boom, you don't want to get greedy, especially with shorting. You could have took that little ride down there to about a good 50 cent to $1 move and just take your profit. And then when you come back and see it's breaking new highs, then you might want to look to short it. Okay, so you guys got to understand how those works on the long side and the upside. All right. I don't know, man. I mean, that's pretty much it for the day. I expect the market to be maybe kind of mixed tomorrow, not too green, not too red, especially with these tax changes. Like guys like Elon Musk and selling their stocks and stuff like that because of the new tax changes. Hey, it is what it is. Ain't my $1 million problems. I got $1,000 million problems. I ain't got $1 million problems. But yeah, so that might cause a little bit of panic. I mean, let's look at because I've been waiting for Tesla to come back to like 1,000. The other day I missed that thing. That's been an easy play with Tesla. I'm expecting it to come back down a little bit. Yeah, I'm expecting that to continue down. I missed it right here the other day. I'm so mad because this thing has been pretty good. So yeah, that's just one of them. Let me see, see how that's looking for you apes out there. It's kind of stagnant, not much of a range. I mean, I feel sorry for you if you got in for this and just been holding this thing, but there's much more opportunity in smaller price stocks that move than it is trying to hope for another GameStop, AMC explosion. We get the small caps, we get the explosions every day. You guys trying to follow these apes? I mean, hold your money. Keep them diamond hands going. I'll have fun with that. But do what you do. So, what else we can look at? I mean, the other trades I did was like, RNXT. How did that do today? Pretty decent. Like I said, guys, I get these stocks and I get in and I get out. I don't marry these stocks. Just get in and get out. Go about your day. So that one did pretty good today. Not too much of a range, but you could have made a little bit of money. Nice little pullback, break to the new highs. Pull back. Not much strength there. Get out. So yeah, guys, you'll start to see how these patterns form. The more you do this, the better you get. So that's just a quick little recap here. I hope that answers a lot of questions for you guys today. So far this week has been a good week. Tomorrow we'll go live in the chat room and stuff like that. We'll just, look at some stuff. I'll call it early day. I won't be on live for a long time, but probably end it like, a couple of times early. But yeah, I'll post this video for you guys. If you have any questions, put it in the comments below. Message me, email me. You guys know I'm always there for you. We'll keep it going, all right? Stay great.